And we are live here from the Civic Center in Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia for this contest in the U15 AAA Female Provincials. As the Metro East Inferno face off against the host team, the Quad County Whitecaps. The Whitecaps have a tie earlier in the tournament against the Fundy team, and the Inferno have a 5-0 loss against Metro Western Force Blue, so both teams looking to get into the win column here and have a better record moving forward in the tournament to boost their standings, as it's that first and second seed team that will move on for Sunday's championship game, as the teams ready themselves here at center ice. Look for both teams to get out to a fiery start here and try to push the pace early. Hockey is a game of momentum. If you get that first couple of shots on goal and start getting the legs churning and burning early, then you can get things going and try to get that all-important first goal. It's so much more important in high-stakes games like the Provincials than it is in regular season sometimes, and you want to get that start early here as the Whitecaps look to enforce their will early by getting some pressure on in here in the offensive zone as they start the dump and chase and cycle here, as Matthews gets a hold of it here for the Inferno, trying to get past two of the defenders, or the forwards rather, for the Whitecaps, as Spunagle was in there for the Whitecaps on the forecheck, as now it's taken here and moved ahead by the Inferno. Moving up the ice and down the wing there is Leckie. Leckie was the MVP of the 5-0 loss against Metro Western Force Blue, as she was the most effective player on the ice there, despite not being able to cash in on any scoring opportunities. Looking to change the tide here for this game against the second-seeded Whitecaps in the regular season, as they had a record of 15 wins and 8 losses for 37 points in the regular season. The only team that better than them was the Metro Western Forces. They come in and fired shot there off the stick side and into the corner. And the Metro Western Force Blue was the first place team after regular season completed. And there's going to be a tripping call on the play here. So the first power play of the game, brought to you by Steel Mac. As the Whitecaps are going to go to the box here, so an early power play for the Inferno. Let's see if they can set the tone early here with a goal on the power play. Remember that all-important first goal in these high-stakes games, as here comes Sinclair White moving it across here on the power play, looking to set things up for the Inferno. There's a check inside the blue line there by the Whitecaps forward. As down the ice comes Madison McCacken, ripping a shot, and that's stopped and held by Murray Chapman. Georgia Murray Chapman getting the start in goal for the Inferno, number 31. And players to watch out for in this game is Macy McLeod, number 2 of the Metro East Inferno, led the team in scoring with 19 points in 30 games played in the regular season. And on the Whitecap side, it's Sean Richards with 23 points in 30 games played on her side, as the Inferno the other way, moving out on the power play unit, trying to get things started here as they come into the zone. Trying to drop it back here, facing a couple of defenders there from the Whitecaps as it gets onto the point. Moved across to Green. Green holding onto it, gets it down deep into the corner from McCormick. McCormick clearly trying to block her shot, but they score! It's Chasson! And the Inferno get the first goal of the game here on the power play. Trying to put the Whitecaps on the back foot early here as they get a power play goal to start things off. And it's Chasson bearing it. It's a big goal for the Inferno here, putting the host team on their heels. So the Whitecaps will look to respond quickly, as now they're back to even strength. And the power play is over. And we're getting started once again off that face-off. Down deep it goes. LaPierre trying to get a hold of it here in the corner, as Spunagle tries to get her off the puck. Moving to the corner, Spunagle in the corner, holding on to it, looking for a centering option here as she circles and tries to look for a passing lane. Out in front it goes, shot save with the Pad, another defensive front, backhand shot off the post and in! It's a goal! And the Whitecaps respond quickly there to the cheer of the hometown crowd. As it looks like it's Callie Hodgson who put that one on the rebound into the back of the net. And a big response for the hometown team as they tie the game right up at 1 here, the even strength goal. Talk about a quick response here. And you don't want to give a lead too much time to simmer there and get too much pressure on. You want to get to the attack right away and respond. That's just what the Whitecaps have done here. And now it's a even game once again, and plenty of hockey, of course, left to play. We're only just starting this one here as it's backhanded off the boards there by Krista Beaton, trying to move it ahead. And taken here by LaVenture. LaVenture turning with it, tries to slide it through the neutral zone ice, and chasing it down now is Olivia Morel. Morel in the corner, number 7, chipping it off the boards. Finds Beaton. Beaton around behind for Morel again. Good forecheck here by the Inferno, trying to get things started here. Taken by Lecky, skating with it, takes her time, moves into the center ice shot there, save, made a rebound chance in front of net shot, and that's blocked in front. Moves down the corner, another pass in front that couldn't get Lecky in time, and now the Whitecaps looking to clear. Hard shot off the boards and out and down the ice it goes. This could be icing here, and it will be icing here against the Whitecaps. So another face-off down in their end here as the Inferno look to get things started with a face-off win possibly here in the offensive zone. Townsend on the draw for the Inferno. Number 4 trying to win it back. They have a stalemate off the draw, but it's taken by the Inferno, and they fire a shot there that's blocked in front by Morel. Morel in the corner trying to backhand it free off the boards. Good battle here on the near wall as it's moved ahead. And taken now by Madison McCackern, moving up the ice with speed. McCackern on the off wing, holds onto it, shoots far side of the pad side, and it's stopped and held by Murray Chapman, and she gets the whistle for her team. And the Whitecaps were starting to pounce there, so now they'll get a chance for an offensive zone draw here, possibly a set play. Looking to get things started and put some pressure on here. That's taken there by McCackern off the draw, looking to center it. Goes down to neutral zone ice. Off the boards, been intercepted there. Taken now by Sinclair White, moves it across to Sparks, back across to Sinclair White. She holds on to it, back to Sparks, playing catch with the defense there. Moved across there to Mitchell, trying to slide it to Townsend, but it's out of her reach. And taken there by the defense of the Whitecaps, moved ahead, looking for McCackern, but she goes off for a line change here, as it's taken now by the Inferno behind their own goal. Backhanded off the boards, taken up and chipped off the wall, held there and fired back in the zone by Cleary. Another partial line change for the Whitecaps. They get some fresh legs on the ice here. Moved ahead by the Inferno, trying to get things started. Held at the line there. Collision there with Sinclair White. Taken there, move behind the goal. Some good forechecking pressure here by the Whitecaps, looking to force a turnover out of the Inferno. Here's another shot there from distance that goes into the corner. Looks like they might be trying to get this cycle play going as McLeod gets a hold of it. Look at the aggressive forecheck here of the Whitecaps as they get almost 3 players down low to try to block that clearing attempt. It is taken now. Moved back in the corner. And finally got into the zone here by Inferno. Could be a break here. Moving ahead. Cannon, and a lone shot and a save made with the paddle of the stick and the pad there. Onto the point again. Shot by Green. That's blocked in front. As Doran made that block to sacrifice the body there. Into the neutral zone ice. Taken now by the Inferno. Trying to move things ahead here. As McCormick can't get a stick on it. Cannon follows it up. She tries to dump it in, but it's off a skate. Off the boards and out through neutral zone ice. Picked up by the defense. Moved across to Green. Intercept there by Chisholm. Moving in, trying to slide a pass to the center of the ice area. McCormick moves that ahead. Lecky trying to get a hold of it there for the Inferno, but it's moved to the defense now. And across to Morel, trying to centering pass. Lapierre picks that off and fires into the offensive zone for a dump and chase. It's taken here by the defense of the Whitecaps off the boards. And a nice centering pass, it's just out of the reach there, and taken here by Allie Chisholm now. Chisholm off the boards and out. Not quite out, though. It's taking a tripping play here. That's going to be called. And the Whitecaps are going to go to the box once again here, and it's going to be another power play for the Inferno, brought to you by Steel Mac. So the Inferno back on the power play here with another chance. They already got one power play goal so far this game. Let's see if they can get two here and climb ahead and put the Whitecaps on their heels once again here in the first with another power play goal. And you got to be an opportunist when you get those power play opportunities, especially against a team like the Whitecaps. As it's taken near by Lovenshire, trying to move ahead, slides it across to Sinclair White. Sinclair White moving down an off wing, holds on to the puck, skates into the center of the ice area, weaving away through, drops it back to the point. Stepping free is Matthews, intercepted and fired down the ice. A good smart play there by the Whitecaps as they look to just kill some time here on this penalty. Not looking to rush the play. A chance in front of that pass in front, of just out of the reach there of Cleary, of Hodgson, who has the lone goal so far for the Whitecaps as that's moved ahead down the ice. A foot race for the puck here, trying to beat that icing, but that's going to be icing called anyway, as it's going to go all the way back down the ice here into the Inferno zone for this face-off. Face off in the offensive zone. Taken here, drag move, trying to get a shot away there. As that goes in behind the goal and into the near corner. Picked up by the Inferno as Sparks comes ahead with it. Moving down the wing. Sparks shot there, blocked in front by Cleary, and it's followed up here. Back pass over to Chesson, who rips it. And that went wide to the short side. On to the point now. Moved across and hit a stick there. Moves ahead, still on the power play here. Are the Inferno not able to get too many good chances just yet? Still 30 seconds left in the advantage here as they try to shovel one towards the goal there. That goes wide into the corner. Taking it on the wall. Fire there past the skate of Green. She couldn't hold it in. That goes all the way down the ice here. And some more time killed here as it's picked up behind the goal. Cannon weaving her way through her own defensive zone. Slides a pass across to Chesson. Chesson moves to the side to Lapierre. Picked up here by the Inferno now. Nice move to get it inside. Cannon fires it into the zone. Tipped on there by Chesson into deep. It's taken here by the defense for the Quad County Whitecaps. There's miscommunication there. Olivia Morel has to get on it here, but it's taken now by Krista Beaton behind her own goal. Beaton around the boards. Finds the winger, and that's chipped out. Taken here by the defense, and Lecky, who gets back defensively there. Forward in the defense most position there, as that's high riser of a shot that found the bench, and so another stoppage here. And a neutral zone face-off to ensue. A few Whitecaps flags being waved in the crowd here. Neutral zone face-off. Won by the Whitecaps cleanly there as it goes back to the defense. Going to make a play here. Weaving her way through there was Murphy as she got it ahead and has chipped into the zone here as the Whitecaps get after it. Nice stick check there, but it's taken by Lecky and moved ahead. Up to the wing and out, but good stick check there once again by the Whitecaps defense as Murphy fires it around the boards. Finds McClellan. Julia McClellan looking to get it out of the zone. It's taken here now again by the Whitecaps, and out they come. Backhand pass across to Chisholm. Allie Chisholm up the wing. Steps wide, can't get the shot away. She's pinched off the boards. Gets it in deep. Good play there by Chisholm. Tried to shovel it towards the goal here. Another back bank shot, but that didn't get on goal. Lucky on the back check, trying to get a hold of the puck. That's moved across the wall here. Now comes Matthews the other way, chipping it ahead there for the Inferno. Down deep it goes. Ruby Brophy on it. Remitting it around the boards here and on the far side. Chipped ahead to neutral zone. Nice good play there by the Whitecaps as they move things ahead. Down into the zone they go. Dump and chase. Simple play. Good foot race forward here as Madison McCacken looking to beat her opponent to the puck there, but it's taken now by the Inferno as up the ice they come. In comes Townsend. 1-on-2. Fires a shot. It's a bobbler as it caught a stick of the defense on the way through and fell over the glove side and into the corner. Now it's onto the point. Mitchell trying to intercept that pass. It's taken now by Townsend. Dropping it off to the point. Ripped around the boards behind the goal as Sinclair White looks to intercept here and get the cycle play going here for the Inferno. And down the ice it goes by the Whitecaps here. And that could be another icing against them. And it will be. With 4:19 left to play here in the opening frame. These provincial tournaments, I think once the regular season is over, it's anybody's game once you make it to this level of play. And you just got to take each game as it comes at this stage and try to get your standings in place for that final bid for that championship game, as every game matters so much in these tournaments. To your final placing, you got to be one of the top 2 teams to make it back to that championship game, and both these teams know the importance of each of these games as they're playing to the best of their ability right now and trying to hustle after each play and win every puck battle here, as the Whitecaps look to capitalize now as that one fired out here by the Inferno. And that's icing against them here. So now the Whitecaps will have a chance to change up and have a fresh lineup here for this offensive zone faceoff. Draw one here by the Whitecaps. Good forecheck there to take her opponent off the puck. It's a 2-on-1 possibly the other way for the Inferno. Shot there from distance, glove down and held by the Whitecaps goaltender. I believe it's Abigail Reed in goal for the Whitecaps to start this game. Didn't get a chance to check the number there, but it is Abigail Reed starting in goal here for the Whitecaps. As we get another face-off underway, that's cleared behind the goal and into the corner here as Ali Chisholm looks to clear, taken by Chasson and fired back in off the skate of McCormick, and now out they come the other way. The leading goal scorer, Sean Richards, moving ahead, waits and shoots, and that hit off a skate and went wide. Richards going to show her speed and finesse there on the one-on-one play as she took that screen shot. A saucer pass there looking for McClellan, who was streaking in. As Chisholm looks to get on it. Off to the point. Nice move at the point. Moving in, shot. Blocker save back in front of the net. It's loose. What a diving save that was. Murray Chapman came across and got the glove on. It was next to the goalpost. And now out comes Chasson the other way. What a save that was by the Inferno netminder. Open goal. Another pass in front. That was stopped. And now the Inferno with some spring in their step after the goaltender performance there. Saving that goal. And now out come the Whitecaps the other way. It could be a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Out comes a shot that's blocked in front as Richards got another chance there at the side of the goal. McClellan behind the goal looking to set up the play. Holding on to it, sweeping a pass in front. It's just ahead of Chisholm, who was in alone. Nice cycle play here by the Whitecaps. Look to get things started offensively. That goes down the ice all the way down here. And chased down here into the corners. The Whitecaps look to set things up now. Brophy moves it across. Good forecheck there by Matthews, trying to get her opponent off the puck as it's moving across to the point. Madison McCackern couldn't clear. Back in the corner it goes. Flora Murphy pins her opponent to the wall as out come the Whitecaps once again off the boards and can't clear it quite yet. As good box out here by the Inferno to try to force some turnovers out of these Whitecaps as things are starting to clog up in the neutral zone ice. Moving ahead. Nice move there by McCackern, trying to get free, but she can't get a shot away. She moves in on the forecheck now, and LaVenture takes that puck behind the goal, trying to avoid the defensive coverage of the forwards there in the offensive zone as that's cleared down the ice. Joanna Cleary receives that here for the Whitecaps, and off the boards it goes. Pass into the skates there of Francis McDonald, and now out they come the other way. The Whitecaps moving ahead with it. Stepping in. Drop pass in front of the net, and they can't get the shot away as that play doesn't develop the way they wanted. It's a 2-on-1 the other way for the Inferno. Lecky moving ahead. 1-on-1 now on that right wing side. Stops up. Slides it across to Laventure, who's open. She handles that pass and turns with it now. Puts it back in front, deflected and paddled aside there by Reed, who gets it into the corner for the Whitecaps. Moved ahead up the ice. Nice pass there. Drop back, and they can't get anything going here as Sinclair White gets a hold of it, and she skates the other way. Good back and forth open ice play here as both teams go run and gun for the end of this first period. Onto the point, Sparks trying to keep it alive, but it's taken here by Townsend. One last rush here with 5 seconds to play. Townsend fires the shot from just outside the blue line. That'll do it here for the opening frame. 1-1 after one. And we have a short break here, very short break, and we'll be right back with the second period of play. Don't go anywhere, folks. And we said it would be a short break. We're right back with the second period as teams line up at center ice here to start the second period of play. Off the draw. Gets things started as Chesson wins it back here. And the Inferno look to get things started, dumping it into the zone. No icing on the play there as it's looking to clear by Murphy off the wall. Held in on McLeod. McLeod tries to get it deep. McCormick looking to strip her of the puck, and that's moving off the boards here. Taken by Sparks. Intercepted there as now the Whitecaps look to get things started. Nice play by McCormick to keep it alive, but that's offside here at the offensive blue line for the Inferno. Offside can be such a letdown when you pick up a puck in stride and you think you got a 1-on-0 situation against the goalie and you're just a foot over, sometimes inches over the line. Linesman catches you, and then the play has to restart. But that's hockey. As here comes Inferno trying to pass it out to neutral zone ice there, taken here by the Whitecaps. They're going to sweep it ahead. Allie Chisholm down the left wing side. Pass in front of the net. Shot there. Blocked in front as a good open shot there. And an opportunity for McClellan to rip it. She did, but it was blocked in front. Onto the point. Shot there from distance by Doran. That was tipped into the glass. Into the corner it goes. Chesson on it, trying to battle against some Whitecaps in the corner. She gets a hold of it. Chesson. She's got McCormick stripping up the wing on the left-hand side. She chooses to carry it down the right wing. Dropping it off, but it's just behind McCormick as she has to skate back for it. And a back check here by the Whitecaps looking to gain possession. Comes out loose and out taken by Allie Chisholm. She's got some time and space. She chips it up ahead, and it's taken back down the ice here and chipped ahead by the Inferno. Here come the Whitecaps the other way. Sliding a pass ahead, trying to get things started, dumping it in. It's offside, has to tag up here as it's moved ahead. Could be a 2-on-0 here for the Inferno. Moving wide is Cormier, skating in, shot there as sticked aside. A good defensive play there on a back check by the Whitecaps. As it looked like Francis McDonald got back as it's fired there by Leckie. Off the goal post! As that shot through a screen, found and beat Abigail Reed cleanly, but not the goal post as that's moving in front again and taken now here by McCackern. Madison McCackern trying to hold on to that puck as she skates through neutral zone ice and weave her way through. On the left-hand side, trying to set the play up. Dropping it back, intercepted by the Inferno. It could be a break the other way. Moving ahead is Leckie. She's trying to get past the defense. And alone, Leckie, save made. And the net is knocked off its moorings on an aggressive back check there as Leckie was in alone. Panic set in there for the Whitecaps defense and a collision with the net. As you're in defense, when you look to get back as cleanly as you can, and sometimes lose your footing, and you just want to do anything to avoid colliding with your goaltender, and you'll take a goal post if you can, rather than put your goalie out of the game. As you have more defensemen on the team than a goaltender, that's for sure. And those collisions with the goalposts are not very pleasant, I'll tell you that, especially when you get it in a place with no padding. And luckily there's padding on that one, and no harm, no foul, I guess. And as long as the puck didn't end up in the back of the net for the Whitecaps, they're happy. As that's a cross to the wing there, moved across here for the Inferno as to try to get out. Intercept there by McKinnon, who tried to clear it. LaVenture on it now for the Inferno, turning with it. Moving it across, taken here by Sinclair White, moving up the neutral zone ice, trying to drop it off. It's taken now by the Whitecaps in transition. Almost fumbled the puck there on the neutral zone ice, as it's looking like the neutral zone is getting quite clogged up here, as neither team wants to give that open space to work with speed, as such a part of the modern game is to play with that rush speed and generate chances on the fly. If you can catch a team sleeping there on the rush, you can really capitalize quickly. And crowd looking for a call on that play. I don't think they're going to get one here, as Sinclair White backhands a pass free across on the open side to Mitchell, who streaks up the right-hand side. Dropping it off, it's intercepted there and taken by Richards, leading scorer in the regular season for the Whitecaps. Takes a hold of it and she fires into the zone. And a smart play there, and a bit of a hesitation on chasing it down, as now out come Sinclair White with it for the Inferno. Dropping it off, and it's taken now by Richards the other way. Dropping it off now for Chisholm. Ali Chisholm chips it in there. Finding Doiron in the corner. Puts it in front of the net. Rebound shot in front. It's a bobbler, and it's covered and held by Murray Chapman. She gets the whistle as the Whitecaps are really starting to hound her in front of the net, try to get that loose puck. But it wasn't as loose as they thought it was, as Murray Chapman was on top of it. The most high-pressure position in all of hockey, the goaltending position. You got to be willing to dive on those loose pucks and risk collisions with streaking forwards on breakaways. A lot going on, is not to mention all these heavy one-timers flying head high at you, and the power play and all this. And there's few positions you admire more than the goaltending position, as last line of defense. And it can be a make or break position. You get a hot goalie and go a long way in playoffs, provincials, what have you. And this could wind up being a goaltending battle in this game, as look at that save, just on time for my little spiel about goaltending there, as that was a tough tip from the point and a quick reactionary pad save there by Murray Chapman. As now the Whitecaps off the boards, held there at the line by McLeod, looking for a tip herself as that moves across. Chasson looking to get free, and that's stopped up. Now come the Whitecaps the other way. Sliding it free, taken there by Cannon. Moving it across to McCormick, who's trying to avoid that offside with the timing of the skating there. Dropping it back to Cannon. Nice move, but a good back check there by McCackern, gets her off the puck. Collision there, both team players go toppling to the ice here. And McCormick a bit shaken up after that one. And another player shaken up here on a collision, and that's going to be called here. And it's a body checking penalty. It's going to go against the Inferno. So now the first power play for the Whitecaps in this hockey game, as they'll get a chance to test their might on the power play. Brought to you by Steel Mac. So 9:56 left to play here in the second. The first power play of the game for the Whitecaps. Let's see how they do. A chance to go ahead by one here in the hockey game, and now put the Inferno on the back foot for the first lead of this hockey game for the Whitecaps, if they can put a power play goal in the back of the net. It's off the point. Good intercept there by Cormier on the power play pass across to the leading scorer in Sean Richards, as she gets a hold of it again. Richards with a ripper of a shot, tipped on goal. Rebound chance in front. McClellan tried to bang away, and that was blocked in front. Inferno trying to clear, and that's down to neutral zone ice, and now the Whitecaps have to reset here. Moved across there to neutral zone ice. Trying to fire it back in, taken now by the Inferno. Here comes McCackern, moving up to the center ice area into the left wing side. Holding onto it, drops it off there, and it's shoveled in to start that cycle play. as McClellan gets a hold of it behind the goal. Looking to set things up and protect the puck. Holding on to it, pinned against the wall, taken off the puck, and that shot fired down there by the defense of the Metro East Inferno as they get some time killed on the penalty. Just about halfway done here as we reach the minute mark of the power play as the Whitecaps look to set things up again and try to get a cycle going as here comes Olivia Morel down the wing, stopping it up, looking to get things started, but another clear there by the Inferno, looking to put them on the back foot here with their aggressive penalty kill. Moved ahead, Morel trying to clear it into the zone, and taken once again here by the Inferno, and they fire it back down the ice. That time it was Matthews getting the clear, and that's stopped up. And a risky pass there on the part of the goaltender in Reed, and almost a scoring opportunity on the shorthanded chance there for Matthews, who getting tired legs out there, looking for a line change here as now welcome the Whitecaps into the offensive zone, looking to catch the Inferno with 20 seconds to go here in the advantage. Dropped off. Pass in front of the net, deflected, another one. It's a fan on the shot. Rebound chance in front, and the goal. And the referee has lost sight of the puck here. But actually, excuse me, the net was off the moorings there, my mistake. Although the puck was loose, the net was also loose, and so a stoppage is called in play. And just 12 seconds left to go in the Steel Mac power play here for the Whitecaps. And so one more opportunity for them here on the power play as they get it onto the point. Moved across. Shot there from distance, blocked in front by McLeod. And it's another sweeping shot just shy of that blocker side. And we're back to even strength here as the Whitecaps look to work 5-on-5 now. Moved into the corner for Sponagle. Sponagle in front of the net, shot there, and see, made a rebound chance if it's loose. Shot, they score! The Whitecaps take the lead here. The power play was over, but they continued the pressure, got it to the point, shot, and a rebound in front. And it looks like it's Callie Hodgson again, her second of the game, to put the Whitecaps ahead here in the second. Persistence is key. Even though you can't get that power play goal, you keep the pressure on, get shots to the net with rebounds in front. And that's exactly what the Whitecaps did here, and they've earned themselves a lead here in the second period of play. How long will it last, though? Can the Inferno pounce back the way the Whitecaps did in the first as they look to pounce here and get things started in the second as we're nearing the halfway point of the second period of play? Here come the Inferno, and just like that, they're in the offensive zone looking to get things started and respond. Townsend trying to get that for the forecheck. And the defense there lost the stick as McLeod keeps it alive. McCackern looking to get a hold of it. Taken here by Sinclair White. Nice move to get by. Holding on to it. Good stick check there by the Whitecaps defense. Sinclair White hauled down to the ice looking for a call. Taken here now by Sophie Mitchell. Down deep, trying to get a shot away, but that was blocked in front of the defense in Doran. Carrie Doran moving ahead. Moves it ahead there for the Whitecaps, and out they come the other way. Stepping wide, taken here now by the Inferno, shoveling it ahead. Down into the offensive zone it goes. Moved ahead there by Joanna Cleary, intercepted. Trying to get it back into neutral zone clogging once again, trying to get that rush started. It's so hard to get those things started when you shut down the passing lanes and have to force the play. It is moved ahead by Cleary, trying to chip it off the wall. The teams are going to have to start making those simple plays. Just chip and chase style of hockey as Lecky gets a hold of it, tries a quick shot on that off wing, and that will hit a body in front. She gets a hold of it on the rebound, though, and turns with it. Lecky looking to set things up. Was stymied in that opening game against Metro Force Blue, but she's looking to get on the score sheet again here, or for the first time in this provincial tournament. Nice. Now will come the Whitecaps the other way. 2-on-1, it could be the other way as they hurry with it. Saucer pass in front, and that's just out of the reach there of Richards, as Chisholm sent that saucer pass across the wing. Down around and behind it goes. Going to intercept there was Flora Murphy, but it's moved ahead here for the Inferno. Neither team looking to give an inch here on these rush chances, as you don't want to give any time and space for their opponent here, as Murphy looking to make a turning play there. Gets a hold of the puck and tries to clear it off the boards. Taken now by the Whitecaps. Moved ahead. Nice pass ahead. It could be a break. And it's a 1-on-1 anyway for Chisholm as she moves wide. Chisholm sliding it in front of the net. Chop shot. That's blocked. Another chance in front. That's cleared to the point. Taken now by the Whitecaps. Chipped in to the corner. Looking to get that cycle play. Good patience with the puck here, but taken again. Stepping wide is shot there and save made. A rebound chance covered up and held by Marie Chapman on a risky. Sean Richards, as she knows how to rip that puck, as that was another shot for her here in this game. And a good save by the Inferno goaltender. 5:10 remaining here in the second period of play on the face-off dot. Clean win there for the Inferno as they fired off the boards. McCormick tap pass over to Cannon. Moves it across to the wing. Out of the zone here comes Emerson Chesson moving ahead. Trying to clear it ahead. It goes to neutral zone ice, and now up from the Whitecaps the other way. Moving on the right-hand side. Protecting the puck there is Sponigal moving down the wing. Stops up. Slides it out in front, and it was behind everybody, and not quite, it was a little bit ahead of the defense as well, so a bit of a dead area, and now it's intercepted here by the Inferno as they move it ahead. Across the neutral zone ice, McCormick fires it into the zone and is around behind. Forced to chase after it now is Krista Beaton, trying to take her opponent off the puck here in the corner, but it's taken now by Cannon. Moving wide, pass in front, and a quick shot there went back into the corner as it was looked to hit a skate in front as it couldn't get towards the goal in time. And now Beaton holding on to it in the corner, looking to clear. That's off the skate of the defender and it's moved back into the defensive partner and off the boards as McLeod couldn't clear. And now out comes Morell the other way down the wing. Olivia Morell down the wing, try to center it in front, and that's a chop shot there by McClellan. She couldn't get quite solid wood on it as it was blocked in front. Now they come the other way. Whitecaps looking to center, McCormick on it. Slides it across to the wing. And fired down the ice there by Chesson. That's going to be icing here against the Inferno. So 3:48 left to play here in the second frame. 2-1 lead for the Whitecaps. And an offensive zone face-off here. Draw one by the Whitecaps. Onto the point, a quick shot there. That was partially blocked and deflected into the corner. Sinclair White gains possession here for the Inferno. She skates up ahead up the wing. Drops it off there for Mitchell. Mitchell skating in. Shot there through a screen off the knob of the stick of Abigail Reed, who got wood on it there as that was headed for the top corner around that blocker side. And nice, I think the goaltenders know exactly where that shaft of the stick is to make that save. They can just put it up and they know where it is. Just like the forwards can tap it out of midair with their paddle of their stick. The offense, if it's in midair, so looking at the goaltender with that knob of the stick that's going to that blocker side. One of those subtle things as a player that you know where every part of your equipment is so you can make the block or the play, whether it's offense or defense, or in this case goaltending, because that shot's ripped high over the goal. Chipped in there by Doiron, and the Whitecaps looking to get things started here on the offense. LaPierre behind the goal, chipping it off the boards. Onto the point, shot there, deflected wide as it's taken now and back in front by Chisholm. Sweeping shot, and that was taken off the handle. She couldn't get the sweep in time as it's taken now by Leckie. Speedy forward, Leckie moving ahead wide. Number 11 holding on puck on a string, one-handed pass in front, and it went through everybody and into the far corner. Has a nice one-handed shot there by Chisholm. Can't get by Cormier on the defense. Cormier looking to hold it in. 2:11 left to play here in the second. Off the boards and out for the Whitecaps. Down goes Matthews here into her own zone to try to set up the play behind her goal. Hounded there by Chisholm. Off the boards. Look at that play out of midair with the stick. Just like I said before, and then it happens, you know, just a second later. And now here come the Inferno trying to dangle three, and a risky play, a rebound chance in front. They bang away. It's still loose, and it's finally covered by Murray Chapman as it got loose after the whistle, but the whistle was already blown, and a close call there as a risky pass there by the Inferno defense almost wound up at the back of the net there for them as another bailout there by Murray Chapman. And she's keeping her team in this hockey game as the Whitecaps have quite a few chances here in the second period of play as they get knocked to the point. Shot there from distance, patted aside once again by Murray Chapman as that goes into the corner now. Shark trying to get a hold of it. Sparks rather, excuse me. As that's moved ahead here. And now out comes Cannon down the other way on the right-hand side. Hall down to the ice. Going to draw that penalty. No penalty's going to come here as they try to get a hold of it in the offense zone. Shot there, patted aside and held by Reed. And she gets the whistle here. for the Quad County Whitecaps. And Cannon debating her non-call there with the referee after the play. Frustrated on that one as she wipes the snow off of her jersey. But she'll step up to the draw and try to win a puck battle here. And a discussion with the referee and the coaching staff of the Whitecaps here as we start this draw. 1:22 remaining here in the second period of play. Offensive zone face-off here for the Inferno. If they can win the face-off here and get a good amount of zone pressure, it could pay dividends to tie the hockey game up going into that third period. They get a whole new hockey game. At least on the surface end, just go into that third period all tied up. And so the Inferno looking to capitalize here in the closing of this second period as they look to get here in on the forecheck. Maria Sparks on it here for the Metro East Inferno. Off the boards, held at the line, ripper of a shot there. Goes through, another shot, save made in front of the net. And that's cleared here, or taken by the Whitecaps and moved out to neutral zone ice anyway. And McLeod gets a hold of it. We get across, still plenty of time left to play here in the second as there's still 40 seconds to go. As in come the Inferno down into the offensive zone, trying to pass in front, and that's taken away. Another chance for Cannon, moving in wide, shot there, and a good block there by Olivia Morel, sacrificing the body there. Here they come again. Pass in front to Chesson, a stick check there. Taken off the puck by McKinnon. That's moved out to neutral zone ice. Just 20 seconds to go. One last rush here for the Inferno if they can get it up. Hurry. Slide it across. Out it goes to McCormick. 14 seconds to go. Sliding it across, looking for Chesson, and that's out of her reach. She gets into the corner with it. 9 seconds left in the second period of play. Here they come again. Oh, a hard collision there. Looking for another call. No call comes there as it's taken here by Morel now. Avoids a hit, and that'll do it here for the second period of play. The Quad County Whitecaps take that lead that they inherited in the second period, and they will take that lead into the third to start things off in that third period of play. Stay tuned. There's a break to flood the ice with the Zamboni here. We'll be right back with this third period of play. U15 AAA Female Provincials here live from the Civic Center in Port Hawkesbury, brought to you by High Button Sports. Stay tuned for the third period of play. And the hometown Whitecaps make their way back onto the ice surface for this third period of play. Live from the Civic Center here in Port Hawkesbury. The second last game of this first day of games of the U15 AAA female provincials here for Nova Scotia, as the Whitecaps 20 minutes away from their first win. If they can hold off these Inferno from tying the game and possibly moving ahead, still plenty of hockey left to play. And of course the Inferno want a win of their own here, as they lost their first game against the Metro West Force Blue team, as neither team is in the win column just yet in this tournament. As that's moved ahead here by the Inferno, looking to get things started right away with some offensive zone pressure. As that's moved into the corner, a battle for defensively here, as Cleary trying to move it ahead. And Spondale can't get a stick on it here, as Brophy trying to get a hold of the puck. Brophy behind the goal, passes across. That goes by everybody down to neutral zone ice. A foot race forward here as Callie Hodgson can't get on it. She's already got 2 in this game. The 2 goals for the Whitecaps have been both scored by Callie Hodgson. So she's another one that's on hat-trick watch for this game, as if she could score the 3rd goal for the Whitecaps, it would be a natural hat-trick, wherein a player scores 3 in a row in succession with no other players scoring in between for their team. As we're back starting again after that neutral zone faceoff, as it's moved ahead here by Leckie. Pass in front of the net, shot there is blocked in front and paddled away there by Reed, as she got a stick on it net. And it's moved across here by the Whitecaps. As drag shot there into the corner by Chisholm. And played ahead now as McClellan makes chase on the forecheck. Off the boards, held at the line. Shot there from distance, tipped on goal by McClellan, and a good pad save there for Murray Chapman as she got her left leg on that one. As now out come a pass by Leckie across there, as moving ahead and down that right wing side now. Dropping it back for Leckie is intercepted there by Chisholm. Moves it ahead there for Richards. Nice drag move, trying to get by Sparks, but Sparks gets a stick on it. And Richards forced to just dump it in and get a line change here, as now here come the Inferno trying to get out the other way. Pass intercepted in front of the net, shot save made, rebound chance in front of another great save there by Murray Chapman, as Madison McCacker intercepted that pass and was in alone on a breakaway and got not 1, not 2, but possibly 3 shots there in a row on Murray Chapman. She made the save on each one of them. But that effort, of course, by McCacker earns the Whitecaps an offensive zone face-off. See if they can capitalize here off the draw, as that's moved across. And the Inferno win that draw in possession of the puck as they skate up the ice with it now, as Chesson, number 12, moves ahead. Holds on to it, tries to sweep a pass in front and forced the play there, as it was blocked by the defense of the Whitecaps, as there wasn't much of a passing lane, and tried to force it through and got nothing but the kneecap of the defense and Krista Beaton, as that moved ahead, and a great glove save there for Reed, reading that play like a book and snatching that one into the air. And a defensive line change here for the Whitecaps, as Brophy and Murphy come on the ice for the defensive position. One there by the Whitecaps moving into the corner as Murphy tries to make chase on it. Brophy now, number 6, holding on to it, turning behind her own goal. Hounded there by McCormick, trying to make a play off the back of the net, as defense like to do these days, try to bank it off to themselves at the back of the net. But the Inferno forward read that one there as well, and now will come McCackern up the wing, trying to make things happen on her off wing. Just chips it ahead there to the fence and follows it up with almost a body check, more of a pin there on the glass, but it's taken here by the Inferno now, trying to move it up ahead. Pass ahead there, gets past Chesson, and it's intercepted by Brophy, who fires it back down the ice as Sparks has to make chase here for the Inferno. Holding on to into the corner. Off the boards, intercepted there. Shot there from distance, and that one went wide. As that shot was taken by Catherine McKinnon. She can get solid wood on it, as here comes a nice chance here. McKinnon along with Sponigal, but that's going to be offside here at the blue line with 16:52 left in the third. So a neutral zone face-off coming up here. Townsend on the draw up against Callie Hodgson. He has both goals here for the Whitecaps as here comes Sponigal down the right wing side. Chipping it past. Chasing after it in the corner. Isabella Sponigal holding on to it, trying to put it under the point. Got tangled up there with Townsend and went down to the ice, but it's taken by Lapierre, moving behind the goal for Green. Mitchell on the boards. Green tried to dangle there, risky move, but it's taken here by the support of Mitchell, who tries to get it ahead. That's fired back in by Cleary. Joanna Cleary gets it in deep there for the Whitecaps as they look to get started on the cycle play again. Nice intercept there, but it's taken once again. Mitchell now up the right wing side. Number 9 down the wing. Nice move to get on the inside. Pass in front of the net. Backhand shot save made there by Reed. What a quick save, and looking pretty calm and cool and collected in the net with that one. There's not much of a overplay on that save. She's just going to kick the pad out in a calm manner and avoided a goal against her there. As almost two looked to be the full body checks there. No calls came there on both those plays as Chisholm moves ahead with it, chipping into the zone. Well, like incidental contact, not really on purpose as it seemed, just two players getting in the way of each other, and one of them ends up falling down, and that one goes down the ice again here as it's covered there and paddled over to Beaton, who fires it around the boards, choosing to play the puck there as the Whitecaps just want to keep the play moving here and keep the flow of the game going, as they seem to be in a state of flow here to this third period as they try to play as one unit out there, as that's moved behind by Mitchell. Cormier on the boards. Or Matthews, excuse me, not Mitchell, as Laventure looks to chase after it here. Still plenty of time left to go here in the third, and the Whitecaps looking to set the tone and try to keep that foot on the gas pedal here, try to get that in a couple insurance goals possibly if they can. Try to give themselves some padding here for the third period of play. They don't want to give the daylight to the Inferno as they come in now. Cormier with a shot there, paddle in front of the net, a loose puck, as they're starting to see daylight now as the Inferno trying to capitalize on that rush chances. They're only one goal away from tying it. Here they come again. Pass in front of the net, the Cormier shot there. Looked to go against the grain, and that went off a skate and wide, as it looks like Krista Beaton got a part of her leg on that and tried to block it, and did so successfully, at least partially blocked it into the corner. It went, and she has to chase after it now behind her own goal. Beaton firing it around the boards, taken here and chipped ahead. And it's taken by McCormick. McCormick across. And now out come the Inferno the other way. Looking to capitalize here. Cormier down the off wing. On the right-hand side. Slides it there, looking for a rebound there as she did that purposeful shot to the blocker side. Looking to force a rebound out of Reed, but she ends up covering that follow-up chance. But for the effort there for the Inferno, they earned themselves an offensive zone face-off here, so see what they can do off this draw. You look to so many teams with their set plays, and so much can happen off a single face-off draw. If quick play can develop, you can set up a shot right at the top of the circle, or quick passing play. A lot of plays in the playbook here for both teams here, as teams look to always work on those strategies there when they have those face-offs. There's so many of them in a game, and you want to make the most of those ones in the offensive zone if you can. Try to strike quickly, and anything you can do to get the opponent off their game quickly and attack before they have a chance to defend is going to be play in your favor, as that shot from the distance goes wide, as it was taken by Brophy there, and looking possibly for a tip as it goes into the corner. Hodgson trying to get on it. Out in the far corner it goes. Looking to pinch there on the wall is Morel. Excuse me, Brophy, that is. She pinched off the point there, and that's moved across and into the corner again. Here come the Whitecaps. Pass in front of the net, quick shot there, and got a stick on it, as that shot by Callie Hodgson was going to be a ripper if she got clean wood on it, but an active stick there by the defense of the Inferno got in the way of a clean shot attempt, and so that one didn't get all the way in the power department as she wanted. Face off in the offensive zone here for the Whitecaps as Sean Richards steps up to the draw, wins it clean back to the point. Shot there, looking for a tip, and that goes all the way through, and a good pad save there by Murray Chapman, reading that play well through that screen. Another shot from the point, that goes all the way through. Shoveled in front, and a quick rebound is cleared away, but taken by the Whitecaps now as they look to get the cycle started. Richards in the corner, battling for it, passes it aside onto the point. Drag move there by Doran. She couldn't get the shot away, but she gets it deep. And now the Whitecaps looking to pounce. Nice stick check there. And out come the Inferno, sweeping a pass out, and that's taken and intercepted here by Cleary, who goes to chase after it. She's hounded there by Mitchell, forced to dump it off the boards and make a quick play as Green tries to read that. Out to the neutral zone ice it goes, taken by Lapierre. Turning with it, trying to slide it through. Couldn't find Townsend. It is taken now here by the Whitecaps, trying to slide through, and a big trip there. That's going to be called. So another power play going to go to the Whitecaps here. Brought to you by Steel Mac, and their second power play of the game here. There's a golden opportunity here for the Whitecaps to give some padding to their lead here in the third. It's been a tight defensive contest. Goaltending a big factor, and so if you can get another one on the board here just about at that halfway mark of the third period, it can pay dividends to try to take the wind into the sails of the Inferno, who have been trying to press here in the third as well and find their way back into this hockey game. And anything to do to get some padding here for the Whitecaps will be good for them as they move it in front, and that's cleared away by the Inferno. And of course the Inferno is looking to kill this one off and get back on the project of tying this hockey game, but they're going to have to kill this one off first as here they come again. Francis McDonald trying to chip by. Onto the point, chipped ahead there by Murphy, trying to get it in deep. Off the boards it goes. Held it at the line. Into the corner, off the glass, and down the ice it goes. 1:07 remaining in the man advantage here for the Whitecaps. Turning wide, sliding it ahead. Leckie looking to intercept there, but it's taken by the Whitecaps now, looking to set things up. Moving ahead, chipped in by Chisholm. Foot race for the puck here, stopping up. Passing it to the point and taken there by Cannon. She drops it off. Now out comes the speedy Leckie down the wing. Short-handed, Leckie moving wide, steps in free, she gets to the net, and a save made. A big opportunity there for Leckie. My goodness, she has some speed there on the offense. Holding it there, look at her go. Killing some time here for the Inferno as it's taken now by the Whitecaps, looking to skate out with it. Here they come the other way. Chisholm moves it across. Out come the Whitecaps the other way. Holding on to it, sliding a pass in front. Here's Chisholm trying to get a shot away. Taken by McClellan, she backhands it. That goes a pad save there by Murray Chapman. It's taken now again. Richards down for McClellan. Back to Richards' shot. That's blocked by Sparks. In the corner it goes back and forth to McCackern. On to the point. Doran rips a shot from the point, deflected on, and a good save there by Murray Chapman. Another pass in front and out of the reach of Chisholm. And we're back to even strength here as the Inferno look to get out of the zone. 9:55 left to play in the third. Nice move by Leckie. She's back on the ice. Here she comes again. Holding on to it. Skating back into the neutral zone ice, looking to set the play up as she drops into the defense in Green. Green holding on to it, trying to slide it back to Leckie, but Lapierre's there instead. Here comes Lapierre. Lapierre behind the goal. Captain of the Inferno. Intercepted there by Chisholm. Chisholm skating wide, holding on to it. Good stick check there by Lapierre. Forces her wide to the behind the goal, looking to set things up. Waiting for a line change to get some forwards in front of the net for a passing option, but it's too late here as out come the Inferno with the puck and sliding it across, but it's taken now here by Brophy. Fires it ahead. Here comes Hodgson. Taken by Green now. Hodgson can get her off the puck now, and it's moved ahead here. And a possible 2-on-1 here. Pass in front. It's taken again. McCormick's shot there. Stopped in front by Reed. A quick save there and a cover for the Whitecaps goaltender, but a good earned opportunity here. And once again for the Inferno on a offensive zone face-off here. Let's see if they can set something up off the draw here. You know, those big moments here, especially in the third period of a game. In that second half of that third period, you're only down by one. You want to get as many chances as you can on those offensive zone face-offs. It's a precious few seconds there as the puck is dropped. Try to win possession and get a quick opportunity off as Matthews goes barreling in there for the forecheck, and that's on the point. Held the line there. And now they have to get the cycle play started as they get possession here. It's taken away by the Whitecaps, and out they come the other way. In transition. Out they come. Callie Hodgson down wide. Hodgson in a long backhand shot save made. What a save there. As Hodgson was in another shot there that's blocked in front and cleared to the side. Matthews on it now. Chipped in ahead. Richards is on the ice too. Hodgson and Richards trying to combine here. Or sorry, Sponagle mixing up the 16 and 15 numbers there. moved ahead here, and right, beautiful outlet pass there for Cormier. She comes up the off wing on the right-hand side, holding on to it, trying to get past the defense, but a good stick check there by Brophy. She gets her off the puck. Trying to battle for it in the corner. Cormier gets her stick back and just shovel it ahead with her skate. Skate the stick and back in front of the net, shoveling at it, and that can't get free as McClellan tries to clear. Kept alive here. Moving into the corner. Holding on to his Cormier. Cormier has possession here. Good battle against Brophy. Brophy trying to take her off the puck. Nice pass out to the side. Hard outlet off the glass and out. As McKinnon got it out. And goes off the ice in favor of Frances McDonald as she gets on. Brophy in the corner. That's going to be icing here. Against the Inferno with 7:34 left to play. A 2-1 lead for the Whitecaps. Will it be enough? That's the question. Still 7:34 left to play here in the third. And excellent goaltending and defense both ways. Another pass in front. That shot is stopped. Or blocked, excuse me, in front. Didn't get all the way to the net. But it's taken here by the Whitecaps once again, looking to capitalize in the offensive zone. Good pin on the wall here, trying to get her off the puck as it's taken now. Moved ahead there to Mitchell. Mitchell on the board, trying to clear it ahead. Swept back in there by Frances McDonald. He gets it deep as McLeod gets on it now. McLeod drops it back to Sparks. Sparks chips it ahead for Mitchell up the right wing side. Nice pass ahead for Cannon, but she just fumbled it there. And it's taken now by Doran behind the goal. Doran trying to outlet pass there, tipped. Looking to find Chisholm on the tip there, but Green intercepts here for the Inferno behind her own goal. Stopping up, turning with it, slides it across. Chipped there off the boards there by Lapierre, but swung around the boards the opposite side to Sinclair White. Good forechecking pressure there by the Whitecaps, trying to take her off the puck. Around the boards it goes again. Here they come again, intercepting that pass. And can't get the shot away here. It's onto the point. Whitecaps are going to capitalize. Giveaway here. Here comes Cannon up the left wing side. Down the wing, number 3 for the Inferno. Holding on to it. Looking to beat the defense. It's taken free by Sinclair White. Shot there. Save made by Abigail Reed, and she covers. And you gotta give the Whitecaps credit for keeping those shots to the outside. That's part of the game of giving your goaltender the opportunity to make those saves and get into a rhythm. You want to keep those shots to the lowest percentage areas so the goaltender can make the easy read and control the rebounds when they can see the puck so clearly. And a collision with the goalpost here. And it looks like there's a penalty being called on the play. And it's going to go against the Whitecaps, so a head contact penalty. And so things have turned for a second here as now the Inferno will go on the power play here. An opportunity to tie the hockey game. Still plenty of hockey left to play. As a big reaction from the crowd here is both head contact penalties for both teams here, so it's going to be 5-on-5. My mistake, no power play here is coincidental minors on the play there as McCormick goes off as well. And so we have even strength 5-on-5 here, but a face-off in the defensive zone here for the Quad County Whitecaps. As just discussing some strategy here on the Whitecap side for this draw. As Frances McDonald looks to set things up on the face-off dot. And some strategy here as well for the Inferno. And some discussion with the coaching staff and the referees here. I'm not sure exactly what about, but it looks like there's 2 players in the box here for the Whitecaps, so I might have been right in the first place here. So there will be a power play here for the Inferno. So a bit of a double cross there on the call, but on my part, I should say, as it was a power play, then it wasn't, and then it was. So So 5-on-4 here for the next 2 minutes as the Inferno look to tie the game up at 2 here on the power play. Lapierre on the point, holding on to it. Skates in and shoots, and a great pad save there by Reed. Saw it through the screen and made the save. Rebound went right to the defense, and it's cleared there for the Whitecaps.
Then again, number 8, Joseph McCormick, 2 minutes for holding the stick. And penalty for the Whitecaps, 15, Sean Richards, 4 minutes for head contact. Then again, number 15, Sean Richards, 4 minutes for head contact.
Sean Richards, 4-minute double minor for head contact. And penalty for holding the stick as well. And either way, it ends up with a 5-on-4 power play here for the Inferno, of which there's 1:32 remaining after the play that ensued. And so just looking for a neutral zone face-off, it looks like here. 5:32 remaining here in the third period of play. 2-1 for the Whitecaps. Move to the corner. Here they come again, firing a shot across, or a pass across rather, to Sparks. Sparks trying to lob it all the way across there to Leckie. Leckie skating in the zone. Holds on to that puck, trying to make a play here. She's hounded there by Morel. Tries to get it in front, and a shot there. One timer was blocked in front. Excellent defensive pressure here by the Whitecaps. So look to block those high percentage scoring chances. It could be a break here for Chisholm. Allie Chisholm moving in. She's tripped up on the play. And it's a holding call here, and it's going against the Inferno on that tripping call. I thought there might have been a penalty shot almost there, as she was almost clear for the breakaway, but not quite. So the choice is, it looks like it is going to be a penalty shot. They're lining the puck up at center ice here. So on one of the most exciting play in hockey here, the penalty shot, and it's going to be Chisholm taking it with a chance to go ahead by 2 here for the Whitecaps. Here she comes. Moving in on Murray Chapman. Chisholm, backhand shot, saved by Chapman. Great play by Murray Chapman. That could be a big moment in this game if the Inferno are able to score a goal within these last 5 minutes here. A huge save on that penalty shot, as Chisholm can really wire it. She made a nice move to the backhand, but couldn't beat Murray Chapman, as she got most of the percentages of the net. Just couldn't get that puck elevated enough to beat Chapman. And a great save there by the Metro East Inferno goaltender. And big moment in this hockey game if the Inferno can get it up the ice here. And on the boards here. Moved ahead. Sparks moves it ahead there for Leckie. Leckie down the wing. Tries to dangle there, intercepted there, and moved ahead. And a check there in the corner. Crowd looking for a call. No call came. Lapierre fires a shot, tipped on goal, and a good save there by Reed. Dumped in front of the net. Giveaway in front, a shot, they score! And the Inferno tie the hockey game on a ripper of a wrist shot into the top corner. And it looks like it's Leckie with the shot. She's been forced out on the ice all game long and finally cashes in against Reed with an absolute ripper of a wrister above that blocker side. What a shot. And that'll tie the hockey game up at 2 here. And a goal that could be forcing overtime here if nobody else scores within the next 5, or 4:28, I should say. As you remember that save on that penalty shot, and right after that, big play by Chapman. Now here come the, look out now, here come the Whitecaps in on goal. A shot there and another save there for Chapman, covering it up on the rebound as the Whitecaps were hounding in front. One big save on a high pressure play with the penalty shot. And a goal at the other end. It's a whole different hockey game at this stage. 4:13 left to play. Fife Francis McDonald on the draw here for the Whitecaps, trying to win it back to the point. Gets onto the point, fired in around the boards behind the goal. Charlotte Green trying to get possession here on the boards. Battle for it on the wall. These chances here in the last 4 minutes are going to be key, unless we have to deal with overtime here. You got to figure if you can score a goal here in the next 4, you got the game by a bit of a stranglehold. Pass it for the net, and a chop shot there. Looks like a bobbler of a pass, and couldn't get solid wood on it as it was a couple inches in the air. And Francis McDonald not able to get a clean shot away as that's off the boards. Taken on the point by Brophy, shoveling it in deep. 3:25 remaining here in the third as the Whitecaps look to get some pressure on as it's moving across. Francis McDonald onto the point, shot there from distance all the way to the goal, and a blocker save, a rebound chance in front, they bang away. Sweeping in front, another pad save there by Marie Chapman as that one was going into the back of the net for sure if she hadn't got that pad loose and covered the lower half of the net there, as it was a sweep shot there looking for the low side. On that glove hand side is out to come the other way. Intercept there, and a good stick check. And a pass, outlet pass. Here comes McClellan. Shot, save made, and covered there. And excuse me, that was Catherine McKinnon, not McClellan there on the breakaway opportunity there. And pressure now adding up here, 2:52 remaining, tie hockey game. Callie Hodgson on the draw. Taken there, a shot there off the draw by McKinnon. Can't get solid wood on it as Cannon rips it off the boards. Taken by McCormick now on the wall. Oh, a hard hit into the corner there. That's going to be called here. And it's another power play. It's going to go to the Inferno here. Steel Mac power play for the Inferno with just 2:39 left to play here in the third. This could be a huge opportunity here. Just 2:39 left to play. Power play for the Inferno. As McCormick's on the draw. One to the point. Ripper of a shot there. Just goes wide. Bounces in front. McLeod on it. Holds on to it. Fired off the boards and down the ice by the Whitecaps. Killing some time here. Every one of these plays now is a high pressure play with just 2:20 left to play. Power play opportunity here for the Inferno. Pass across to McLeod. They have to get up the ice here and get things started as the Whitecaps like that aggressive penalty kill as it's taken by Sponigal. Sponigal down the right wing side. Chips it in and chases after it. Looking to get that aggression going here and possibly get a shorthanded opportunity. You never know what kind of goal is going to win this hockey game. Might as well take some chances on the penalty kill. With 1:50 remaining as here they come the other way. Stepping in wide, holding on to his Cannon. Nice drag move, Cannon in a lone shot, save made, rebound shot, oh, wide in the goal. Unbelievable, looked like an open net. Couldn't get a solid shot on it, it's hit the heel of the blade. Into the corner, Cannon on it. Backhanded behind the goal. Holding on a backhand shot, just goes wide of that blocker side. She looked to put it far side. Looked to clear it as Olivia Morel. That goes all the way down the ice here. And stopped up there by Murray Chapman onto her player in LaPierre. Moved across. Nobody in particular there. It's picked off by Chisholm. She chips it in there for the Whitecaps. They have to get some shorthanded opportunities going here as LaPierre gets on it. Sweeps it around the boards. And she finds Chesson. Chesson moving up the right-hand side. Holding on to it, skating into the offensive zone. Waits and shoots off the goal post. Looked to caught a bit of the glove on the outside of the post now. Close call there for the goaltender in Reed. As Matthews gets a hold of it, looking to set things up now again for the Inferno. 50 seconds remaining. 50 seconds from overtime. As that's moved ahead here, Lecky moving up the ice. She's got a goal already this game. She's got the game-tying goal. Here she comes again. Lucky's getting a wide shot there. Blocked in front. A good block there. And here they come the other way, the Whitecaps. Crowd buzzing here. As moving ahead there is Dworon. She's hauled down to the ice looking for a call there as both players go down in the heap. Taken by Matthews now. Moving across to the wing. Hard outlet now. 23 seconds to go. Up the ice they come. Could be a 3-on-2 here. And they're offside at the blue line with 18.9 left here in the third. So a neutral zone face-off. Neutral zone face-off here. Clock is ticking. Here they come again. The Inferno skating in with it. Stopping up his Cormier, trying to step into the center of the ice area. Holds on to it, waits, shoots. And that one bobbled down in front. Out behind the goal it goes. Precious seconds ticking away here. 3 seconds to go. Pass it for that shot. And just at the end, at the buzzer there, a close-out call there for the Whitecaps. And we'll have a little timeout for each team here as we get set for sudden death overtime here at the Civic Center.
Provincial rules state that a 2-minute break will take place and that a 4-on-4 5-minute overtime period. If the game is still tied after the overtime period, the game will remain a tie.
So a 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime after a 2-minute break for each team, in which if there is no winner after that overtime period, the game will be pronounced a tie, which will throw yet another wrench into the standings here as we've had 2 ties so far. So it makes it tougher for, and those wins for each team all the more important moving forward on Saturday as well. And here we go, 1 goal away from a winner here. Will there be a winner in this one, or will this one be a tie? We'll have to find out here within the next 5 minutes. 4-on-4 hockey. The next 5 minutes of play, overtime here at the Civic Center. Whitecaps, Inferno, sudden death. Will there be a hero for this one? On to the Whitecaps win the draw and shovel it in deep here as they chase after it. Taking their fighter on the boards. Here come the Inferno the other way. Looking to put the Whitecaps on the back foot here on the rush. Skating wide, intercepted there. Now comes McCackern. Madison McCackern slides it across to Brophy. Brophy on the wing, holds on to it, passes in front, and they couldn't get the shot away. And now out come the Inferno the other way. Skating wide, intercepted there by the Whitecaps, trying to shovel it past. McCackern stripped of the puck there by Leckie. On the forecheck, Leckie trying to get it in deep. Taken by McCackern, she shovels it ahead. Sparks on it now on defense. Turning with it. Moves it across. LaPierre, patience with the puck here. Taking their time here to set up the play as Chasson moves up the right wing side. Waits and shoots, and that's blocked by Brophy into the glove of Reed. But an offensive zone face-off here now for the Inferno. Every one of these offensive zone face-offs is dynamite in the hole here as they go either way, as you want to capitalize on those chances all the more in overtime, as it only takes 1 goal to make or break a chance here. As here come the Whitecaps moving up the ice, taken here, moved ahead by Morel. Olivia Morel stripped of the puck there by Chasson, moving in 1-on-1. Waits, shoots, and a save made there for Reed in the overtime period. Here they come again, firing it down the ice, off a stick. Foot race forward here, Sponigal looks to get ahead of the play. LaPierre moves it around behind the goal. 3:25 left to go in the overtime period. Moved ahead is Chasson. Shifting ahead behind there for Cannon. And that's moved down for the Sponigal. Sponigal down the wing. Sponigal holds onto it. Isabella Sponigal backhand pass to the side of the net there. And Callie Hodgson looking to shovel it in the short side. Backhanded free, intercepted momentarily, but taken by Chasson on the back check. Nice move to get by. Here comes Chasson. Moving up through center ice. Holding onto it, drops it off, looking there for Cannon, but it was intercepted by the Whitecaps, and they look to clear it. Sponigal on it, trying to clear it. Chasson holds onto it. Chasson can't get the shot away as here comes Sponigal now. Slides it across. Up comes Richards. Sean Richards moving in. Shot there, just wide of the glove side. Got a stick on it there. Did the defense, and now it's moved aside. Drop back to Richards. Richards, nice move to get by. Pass in front of the net. Shot here. Save made, rebound in front of the net. Open side and cleared by the defense. And here come the other way. The Inferno. Moving up the ice, it's Mitchell. Down the right wing side, holding onto it, waits and shoots. That's blocker to side into the corner. Mitchell follows it up. Backhands it in front, taken here now by the Whitecaps. 2:19 left to play here in the overtime period. Taken here, shot there by Townsend, goes wide. On the back check. Townsend on the forecheck, holding onto the puck. Stripped the defense of the puck and holds onto it in the corner, trying to set up the play. Passes in front through everybody and onto the right-hand side. Nice chip ahead. Here they come the other way. Could be a 2-on-1 for the Whitecaps if they hurry. Chisholm on the left wing side. Shoots off the goal post. She beat Marie Chapman, but she couldn't beat the goal post in overtime. Here they come again, the Whitecaps. Into the corner. Holding onto it now. And turning with it. It's McCackern. Drops it off. Pass in front. Taking a shot. That sails over the goal. Another chance in front. And that goes in behind the goal. Good opportunities here for both teams in overtime, but the Whitecaps with a couple of great chances there in the last few minutes, and they earn an icing call here, and so this will go all the way down the ice for an offensive zone face-off here with 1:24 left in the overtime frame. So an excellent opportunity here for a quick play off the draw for the Whitecaps. And as Callie Hodgson's back on the ice here for this draw, she's got both goals for the Whitecaps in this game. Tries to slide it to the point, taken there by McCormick. Back from McLeod. McLeod off the boards. Look at the patience with these players in such pressure situations to find those passing lanes and make the right play as they come up the ice, chipping it ahead. Nice move to get in the zone. Into the corner, passing in front, and a good intercept there by the Whitecaps, and out they come the other way. Moving up with some numbers. There's a 2-on-2 here. Moving in wide, tried to drag it, waiting, sliding it in front. Another shovel shot there, and that's covered and held by Murray Chapman. 51 seconds to go here. Another offensive zone faceoff for the Whitecaps as they're trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink there at Murray Chapman in this overtime period. But will it be enough to earn a win, or will we go with another tie on the record here for the Whitecaps moving into Saturday? Draw one there by the Inferno, and out they come with it the other way. Moving ahead, down the wing, shot there, just wide of that glove side. Just looked to catch Reed by surprise with a quick wrister there off the wing. And now out come the Whitecaps the other way. Moving ahead, it's Olivia Morel down the wing. Steps by the offside, slides it in front of the shot. There, wide of the goal. Another chance in front, side of the net. Shot save made, a rebound chance in front. It's covered and held. Another great opportunity there for the Whitecaps, but they can't cash in as Georgia Murray Chapman with another great save, with just 26.7 remaining in the sudden death overtime period. And another offensive zone faceoff here for the Whitecaps.
Timeout Whitecaps.
And the Whitecaps are going to call a timeout here. You got to think they're just keep throwing them at, make quick play, throw a shot towards the net, possibly from the point, bodies in front, throw whatever you can at the goalie here in the overtime period. You only have so much time left, 26 seconds on the clock. Just make the simple play and try to shovel it towards the goal. You don't need a pretty one, you just need a goal. And the Whitecaps have been indeed pushing the pace in this overtime period. Will we have a winner here for this game? That's the question. And the timeout has come to an end here. We're back in the offensive zone. 26 seconds on the clock. Sean Richards on the draw. Wins it back to the point. It's taken here. It could be a breakaway. Chasson in alone against Reed. She scores! Emerson Chasson wins the game for the Inferno in overtime with just 18.4 seconds left in the sudden death period, and the Metro East Inferno, after a hard loss earlier in the day to the Metro West Force Blue, come back in the third period with a tying goal from Lecky and a winning goal in overtime with just 18 seconds to play on the breakaway. Unbelievable. Emerson Chasson, the game-winning goal in overtime. Big moment there for the Metro East Inferno. And what a incredible turn of events in overtime. And got to give it to Georgia Murray Chapman in goal. The Whitecaps threw everything they possibly could at her all game long. And what a capitalization by Chesson in overtime. An absolute ripper of a shot to the top corner, bar down, glove side. You had to take that kind of shot if you're going to beat Abigail Reed. And what a play. What a game this was.
MVP for the Whitecaps goes to number 3, Callie Hawkesbury.
Callie Hawkson gets a nod for MVP for the Whitecaps. Well deserved. Both goals for the Whitecaps scored by her.
And MVP for Metro goes to number 12, Emerson Chesson.
And Emerson Chesson getting the nod for player of the game for the Inferno. And she had that overtime winner. And congratulations to the Inferno on a big win for the boost of confidence here going into Saturday for them. As that'll do it for this one here. The next game coming at you live is at 7 p.m. Cohen will be bringing you that one. And it's Metro West Force Red versus Metro West Force Blue. So a battle of the Metro West there for that final game of this Friday evening. So stay tuned for that one, folks. Thank you for watching this one. We'll see you in the next one.